Hi everyone, and welcome to Soul Food episode number 5. We're currently talking about stress with a specific focus on internal stress, the stress we carry on the inside of us. It's one of the most subtle but dangerous types of stress. Internal stress comes from a variety of sources. One of those, which we talked about last week, is something called unrealistic expectations. Another source of internal stress is the emotions that we ignore or that can sabotage us if not responded to appropriately. Emotions are a bit like the weather. They come and they go, and each one of us has a huge range of emotions on any given day. Feelings of anger, worry, fear, resentment, discouragement, hatred, guilt, jealousy, and sadness are all part of what it means to be human. Sometimes we can view emotions like this as negative and think that we shouldn't have them. We then try to fix them or eliminate them as quickly as possible and start thinking more happy thoughts. I like to see emotions as indicators. They tell us what is going on beneath the surface. If you're driving your car and the red light starts to flash on your dashboard, you don't get a hammer out and smash it yelling, "Stop bothering me." No, the red light is your friend. It's letting you know that something needs your attention. In the same way, we don't want to allow emotions to dominate our life stories and what we hope and dream for, but we also don't want to ignore them or suppress them. Pay attention to your emotions. Feel them fully. Consider what your emotions are trying to tell you. If we ignore our emotions or push them down, then they can create ongoing internal stress for us. I was shopping the other day and got a trolley with one wheel that didn't work. How annoying is that? It was squeaking and I was squealing. It was so draining. One emotion having a negative effect inside of us is just like that. It saps our energy and causes us internal stress. Once we've noticed and acknowledged our feelings, it's helpful to process those emotions with a safe person. The very act of externalization can help us unpack and better understand what we're feeling. As we hear ourselves talk about our feelings, we often gain insight about what's happening on the inside of us. That's why counseling and coaching can be such a helpful part of our life's journey. If you get stuck dealing with draining emotions, then have the courage to ask for help. A funny story. A few years back, my wife and I were driving on a gravel road out near the Cardinia Reservoir. We were driving along, we saw some emus, so we decided to stop and take some photos. I stopped the car, began to reverse and pull to the side of the road. Unbeknown to me, there was this huge ditch at the edge of the road and our car started to slide down it. Nicole got out and directed me. We went forward a little and slid down further. We went back a little and slid down further. We were stuck. Who are you going to call? No, not Ghostbusters. The RACV, the Royal Automobile Club of Victoria. I got on the phone and made the call, and about 30 minutes went by, during which Nicole and I had some intense fellowship about my driving skills. Eventually, this beat-up four-wheel drive came around the corner and stopped next to us. I proceeded to tell the driver, who had a few missing teeth, that we were waiting for the RACV. He said, "I am the RACV." Anyway, he got his rope out, and before we knew it, we were out of the ditch and on our way. What's the point? It was pretty embarrassing for me to call for help, but if I hadn't, we'd still be stuck there in that ditch. So if your emotions are making a lot of noise, if they're constantly interrupting you, if they're wreaking havoc on the inside of you, please don't ignore them. Listen to them. Feel them fully. Give them your attention. And if necessary, have the courage to make a call. Talk to a counselor or a safe person who can help you process what you're feeling so you don't stay stuck. Let's recap our main points from today's episode. Firstly, emotions are indicators of what's happening inside of us. Secondly, unattended to, many of our feelings can create internal stress. Thirdly, don't be dominated by your emotions, but give attention to them. And finally, if you get stuck, it's okay to ask for help. That's all for today. Once again, I'd love to hear some feedback, some comments from you. And why not talk to your family and friends about internal stress and particularly our emotions. This has been Soul Food with Mark Connor. See you next week when we continue talking about dealing with our internal stress. See you then.